Now at 5, team coverage of breaking news. Cleanup continues from this morning's outbreak of severe weather. We want to show you again this frankly unbelievable footage of what looks like a tornado spinning across 295 in Johnston this morning.
As we broke at noon, one car was picked up off the highway and tossed several feet. Just in from the National Weather Service, they have confirmed a tornado did touch down here in Scituate. Good afternoon. I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. The National Weather Service has confirmed at least 2 other tornadoes. One that moved through North Attleboro and Mansfield, another in Weymouth. And investigators are looking at the damage in Johnston to confirm if a tornado touched down there. Tony's standing by with a look at what came through, and we've got Matt Paddock in Scituate and Lauren Brill in Johnston. But first, we go live to Adriana Rosas Rivera to tell us more about the car that was tossed on 295 this morning. Adriana?
Well, Mike Shannon, the apparent tornado left quite the trail of damage here in Johnston, but perhaps the most eye-opening piece of the story is witnesses on I-295 right here behind us tell us that a car was picked up right off the ground.
Yeah, she called, and she doesn't remember, talking to him at all.
Dalen Giorgio of Gloucester was on her way to work when the unthinkable happened.
It tossed her around. All the windows broken out.
An apparent tornado barreled through her path on I-295 this morning. Driver Randy Williams catching the harrowing moments on camera.
And I actually saw a car get either flipped or thrown in the air on the other side of the highway.
The tornado left Dalen's car looking like this, but her family says she's going to be just fine.
Not a scratch on her.
Randy was on his way to his office when he drove through the storm with debris hitting his car.
Definitely woke me up. Well, the first thing I noticed was a floating tree branch that was like 5 feet long. It was just suspended in the air almost at like maybe 50 feet in the air.
His car sustained some damage, a reminder for him moving forward to pay attention to tornado warnings.
I actually got the warning on my phone and I just kind of shrugged it off because there's, you never get a tornado in Rhode Island.
Now, Randy says he felt part of the back of his car also lift off the ground. He says that left his heart racing. Live in Johnston, I'm Adriana Rosas Rivera, 12 News.
Thank you, Adriana. And as we told you minutes ago, the National Weather Service has confirmed a tornado in Scituate. Now, this video right here behind me is an aerial view showing dozens, if not more, of broken and collapsed trees. Let's send it over to Matt Paddock live on Byron Randall Road on one of the streets hit the hardest. Matt?
Mike Shannon, the severity of that storm damage, it's apparent. And now we know exactly what caused it. We now know that a tornado did touch down right here behind me on Byron Randall Road. Now that is according to the National Weather Service. To my left, we have toppled and splintering trees. And to my right, downed power wires. As Scituate police continue pushing back the scene as they're working on restoring power to the area. Emergency responders helping residents navigate parts of Byron Randall Road today.
Wicked weather. It's bad down there. I never seen anything like it.
After heavy winds and severe weather causing extensive damage and concern for those living in Scituate.
I saw everything get still, and in the matter of seconds I told everybody to get in the basement, and by the time we hit the bottom stair it was the whole house was shaking.
Tree trunks toppled, splintered wood surrounded by downed power lines. This bird's eye view of the tree line painting a picture of the severity of that storm.
You couldn't see that house from where we're standing right now because of the trees. You could not see his house when those trees were standing. It was completely wooded. There's no visible line of sight to that house from my front yard where we're standing right here.
Now as cleanup efforts are underway and experts survey the site.
And later we have the National Weather Service coming to town to also confirm if tornadoes actually touch down. And they'll be with a couple personnel from our agency who'll be escorting them around. Let the experts do what they need to do and say, okay, this is definitely a tornado or not, and we go from there.
Yeah, I'm just moving the trees off to the side of the road so the electric company can get in.
Neighbors like Robert Cornell even breaking out their own heavy machinery to help clear the way for local cleanup crews. Now, Chief Meteorologist Tony Petracca was here earlier in the day doing a site survey of his own. Coming up tonight starting at 5:30, hear what he had to say about the damage left behind from that tornado. Reporting live in Scituate, Matt Paddock, 12 News.
Matt, thank you. And 12 News taking you to Pine Hill Avenue in Johnston, where a tree came down on a house and shed during this morning's storms.
And we also saw a lot of trees uprooted and branches down at Highland Memorial Park Cemetery on Rhode Island Avenue.
12 News reporter Lauren Brill picks up our team coverage live now in Johnston. Lauren?
Well, Mike Shannon, cleanup is underway here, and as you can see behind me, this is just one of the many trees crews are working to remove. I'm told by the president of the cemetery that there is no damage to any graves, memorials, or buildings on the property, but he says it'll be a few days before they can reopen. This is the aftermath in a Johnston neighborhood after a suspected tornado hit this area of Rhode Island this morning.
All of a sudden, the house started to shake. It started to move like this, and I felt it from underneath me.
Homes in the neighborhood lost power.
And then all of a sudden, the lights went. It just completely shut down. There was no lights at all. I was in tears, I ain't gonna lie.
And Highland Memorial Park Cemetery also impacted by the apparent tornado. Our cameras captured crews working to clean up trees that were knocked down during the storm, some split in half.
I mean, it's ripped up 40, 50-year-old trees and ripped them up and literally threw them across the street.
Swift says they received many concerns from those who have loved ones buried here, but he assures us no graves or memorials were harmed. He says crews are working around the clock to clean up the debris.
Our guys are pulling all of the loose material that we can to the end of the road. Northeastern tree is like taking down this stuff here.
Half of the trees on the property were impacted, and Swift says it will take a while before the cemetery fully recovers.
I found me and my superintendent in tears this morning because we've never seen anything like it.
Now, the large damage will be fully cleaned up by Monday, but I'm told that it will take weeks until this cemetery can fully recover. Reporting live in Johnston, Lauren Brill, 12 News.
Lauren, thank you. And this is aerial footage of tornado damage in North Attleboro. As we told you earlier, the National Weather Service confirms a tornado did indeed touch down here earlier.
And this is a look at Sully Lane in Attleboro this morning, where a tree came down on some wires. Attleboro Fire Department tells us this appears to be isolated and was the only call they received for downed wires.